So I want to know kind of what's the craziest listing agent story you've had, like the most unreal kind of interaction with a listing agent, because every agent's not the same. Every agent
Right.
still puts that persona on after 25 years of experience, right? So have you had any kind of crazy situations that you can kind of remember?
Immediately. So I thought you were talking about as a listing agent.
Oh,
So
no.
at first my mind
Well,
went
if you
into
have
that.
one of those, you can share both.
Well, just because sometimes, I made a house look really good and we staged it, we fixed things, and then the client said, we don't want to sell it anymore.
What?
So
How long was it on market, or like what
a
was?
couple weeks. And so it was just like in the sweet spot and we had people interested. So that was hard.
Nah, that is hard. I'm sorry.
But it was also like, we did a great job. Also,
Yeah.
so much so that the sellers who wanted to sell didn't want to sell anymore. So, I mean, I
Like,
guess
oh, it looks good now.
it's a good compliment in like a roundabout way. But I would say right now in the market's kind of challenging because, we're having to deal with interest rates. We're having to deal with like the timing of the year, like all the different things. But it's really not even city specific. It's property specific.
Very.
So like there's a property that we closed on, but that particular area of the East Bay tends to turn over really quickly. And I think for some agents, they're used to having their house in contract in like 2 weeks. And so with that one, it's just because it's fresh on my mind, they were a little insulted almost that we came in under list price because they're so used to being able to get that.
Yeah.
And we're just in a different market right now. And if something sits on the market just like anywhere else, there's a chance where maybe you're not going to get that price.
Sounds like Tri-Valley if I'm...
It's just expectations.
Yeah.
It's just expectations of things. And so, I think we have to just be flexible, no matter if we're a buyer's agent or a seller's agent, to whatever the market's giving us at the moment. And I love being able to be as just truthful and transparent as my clients will allow me with the other agent so that we can work out the best deal. So twice this week I asked, well, what are the seller's expectations for some buyers I was writing offers on? And they were like, well, they kind of didn't really give me an answer. And I was like, well, do you have any idea on price? And they're like, well, we can't tell you, or we don't. And I'm like, how about like somewhere around list price? Or like, I mean, even saying something like that at least gives me a ballpark. And so I think that's the hardest part when they're very tight-lipped. But it's good because if there's multiple people asking, I don't want them to get the insight either. So I'm always trying to dig for my clients and find out how we can present the best offer.
Absolutely.
So I think that's usually the hardest part if we don't really know and we're just kind of taking a shot in the dark. Yeah.
Have you had any delusional buyers?
Maybe.
Like I want 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, under 400, and like Dublin
With a view and like all these things. Yeah, I think it's just a reality check is the best thing. And it's hard to do that in a kind way because we want to sell houses to our clients, right? We want to match them up with something that works for them.